Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to Charlotte Motor Speedway for both the Xfinity Series and the Monster Energy Cup Series. We have the Coca-Cola 600, so hopefully we can run pretty well at this track, but Noah Gragson was in the car for us in the Xfinity Series, and he had a pretty good starting position down there in the 4th position, so it was looking like we certainly had speed coming in to this episode now as he went down the back straightaway. P4, he would move up quickly to the 2nd position there as he went down the back straightaway, and that was pretty much as far as Gragson would get as it came to the final lap, now going down into turn 3 and turn 4, trying to make a move for the victory there as he would take the lead for a split second, but he got sideways, and as it came out of turn 4, Gragson would hold on to come through and get the 2nd position here in Charlotte. So a great result for Noah Gragson for us and this team here in Charlotte, so I was pretty happy with that. But now it's time to set our sights on obviously the Cup Series race here in Charlotte as well for the Coca-Cola 600. We've never had a chance to win this race, so hopefully that can happen today. Obviously, this is one of the longer races on the season, so it's a 4-stage race, 100 laps with 25%, so like I said, yeah, very lengthy race. And as it came to qualifying, usually we don't qualify very good there, and as it went in turn 3, you saw me getting pretty loose, and that would certainly hurt my speed as we came through the tribal, crossing the line. We will start P17 with a 29.531, so hopefully we can move our way towards the front here for the Coca-Cola 600, so let's get to it, and hopefully we have a chance to win here tonight.
We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Coca-Cola 600. This event is the longest on the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series schedule. At 600 miles, it's a true test of endurance and patience. Tonight also marks the last time this year these drivers will race this 1.5-mile quad oval layout. When we return in October, NASCAR will unleash the Roval, a road course oval hybrid that's been the talk of the town. But that's the future. Tonight is about tradition. The Coca-Cola 600 is coming up next on PRN.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the 60th Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte here in North Carolina. Eric Jones starting in the back after failing optical scanning station multiple times. Alex Bowman as well, our teammate, starting in the back after failing technical inspection. Kurt Busch crashed during qualifying, so he's starting in the back as well with a backup car. We're ready to go green now in Charlotte. We move up 3 positions after those drivers sent to the back now as we sit P14 as the green flag is that we are underway here for the Coca-Cola 600 alongside the 4 of Kevin Harvick behind Larson and Daniel Suarez as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2 for the first time here tonight. Kyle Busch leads the way as we go through the center of turns 1 and turns 2. Keselowski started second, quickly drifting back as Kyle Busch is quickly clear as we head down the back straightaway. Joey Logano up to that 2nd position as we sit P16 down the back straightaway into turn 3 alongside our teammate of Jimmy Johnson. His final time in the Coca-Cola 600 for our NASCAR Heat 3 career mode now as we head down the front straightaway, coming through the tribal behind the 14 of Daniel Suarez. There's across the line, 23 to go. The stages are split up pretty evenly. There are just over 20 laps per piece now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. A lot of speed through the center of the corner now as we exit turn 2 behind Ryan Blaney. Certainly building up some speed in this car as we went down the back straightaway, getting into the back of Blaney for a split moment there. But we would be able to quickly work our way through the field here as we were just kind of stuck at the moment though behind Blaney, but we would have a chance to look to his inside and we would get past him as we got up to now P10 as we came to lap 7 alongside the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., sending it in really deep into turns 3 and turns 4, getting sideways. We would clear Stenhouse, and once we got past him, we would drive away from these guys, but we wouldn't be able to catch the cars up ahead very well. Now as we came to lap 12 of 24, just kind of all by myself at this point as we had some helmet cam footage on the screen at the moment there as we came out of turn 4 heading down the front straightaway, just kind of stuck in 9th place as we came through now to lap 13 with 12 to go in the first stage. Like I said, I didn't really get any much further throughout this first stage, so we were just riding around here in P9, many seconds between myself in 10th place, and obviously Larson up ahead. I believe that is way up ahead, so we were certainly not quite able to run them down as we came to lap 17. Still about the same gap between myself in the cars ahead, but the cars behind actually were starting to close in on me, so it was becoming a bit of a factor now as we came to just the final lap here in the first stage, sorry. Paul Menard had actually been able to get close to me as we went down into turns 1 and turns 2, so Menard giving me a little bit of pressure as we come through the center of the corner. Larson up ahead even further down the track now as we head down the back straightaway for the final time here in this first stage. A very tame, very calm first stage now as we head through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here in stage 1. Starting P14, we're going to rally up to get P9 in the first stage, which is a pretty solid effort, but I know we have more speed in the car and we can definitely work our way forwards here throughout the second stage. So a good result though, and Kyle Busch, he got P7. It was actually Chase Elliott there in the 8th position, and your stage winner was Joey Logano. We would come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and we would come out P9 exactly where we came in. Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott will be starting on the row in front of us. Joey Logano ready to lead the way here for stage 2 as the green flag is out. We are back underway here for the second stage. Behind us we got David Reagan and Paul Menard. David Reagan having a great run now as we head down towards turns 1 on the inside of Elliott there. A bit of a checkup from Martin Truex Jr. leading the outside lane as we come through the center of the corner on the inside of the 14 car of Clint Boyer. Certainly we got the advantage right now being on this inside lane as we head down the back straightaway towards turn 3 on the inside, just about even with the 14 of Boyer now as we come through the center of turns 3 and turns 4, moving up briefly into the 7th position as we head down the front straightaway. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski battling side by side up ahead. We know they've always been rivals in real life now as we go down into turns 1. Logano continuing to lead over second place of Kevin Harvick, and now third place of Kyle Larson in the 42 car as Keselowski, he would get down just in front of me after he got cleared by Kyle Busch in the 18 as we would look up to the top for the brief amount of time, but we would slip back into the bottom lane, and Truex quickly falling back at this point as we came through the center of the corner. We would look to the inside of Truex and we would be able to come through the tribal to get past Truex, as well as we would be able to get to the inside of Kyle Busch, and we would get past Busch as well now as we came to lap 8, looking to the inside as well of Keselowski, moving up into the 4th position as we set our sights on the cars up ahead of Harvick, Larson, and Logano as we went through the tribal, crossing the line, hitting lap 9 of 22 in the second stage. Just about clear of Keselowski as we go into the first corner. Now as we build up the momentum, we do clear Brad Keselowski through turns 1 and turns 2. And as we came now to lap 13, we had also gone past Joey Logano in the 22 as we came through the center of the corner. And there's a car in the middle of the track though as we come out of turn 4. A big moment as we came through, and Keselowski gets into the back of that car. I believe it's Ryan Truex, and the caution would fly here in Charlotte as we would get through to P2 as Harvick really checked up, and now it was me and Larson on the front row for the restart. As soon as I came out of turn 4, it was just Ryan Truex sitting in the middle of the track, completely caught me off guard. Thankfully, we were on the bottom lane, and we didn't have to avoid him too bad. We did have to pull left a little bit. If we would have been on the outside of someone side by side, I probably would have just drove straight into the back of Ryan Truex. But you see an awful restart here on this outside lane. Larson, Logano, Elliott, all clear of me as we head down the back straightaway. Keselowski's still in this race with a lot of damage on the front end as he is the one that slammed into the back of Truex. Now as Logano sticks his nose up the inside of Larson as we go through turn 3 and turn 4 now as we exit the corner side by side with Keselowski as we come through the tribal, trying to look to the right side now of Chase Elliott as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. Larson, Logano still side by side, but Logano, he has the edge now as we go through the center of the corner, and he gets clear for the lead over Kyle Larson as we head down the back straightaway there, still on the right side of Brad Keselowski as we get towards the back bumper of Kyle Larson as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4. Good racing here in this second stage, a little more dramatic than that first one was. Obviously not much happened in stage 1, but we would drift back down to P6 as we came through now on the final lap in the stages. I was just stuck on that outside lane, obviously, as you guys saw, and I just kind of fell back in line behind Kevin Harvick. Larson, he had fallen back as well as we came down the back straightaway for the final time here in this second stage. Logano continuing to lead as we go into turn 3 and turns 4. Elliott in second, right behind Joey Logano as Keselowski, Boyer, and Harvick follow as we exit turn 4. Coming through the tribal, Joey Logano wins stage 2 and we cross the line to get the 6th position here in this second stage. So a good result once again. We've gained 3 positions over our stage 1 finish, so certainly building some momentum as we would once again come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and we would come through to exit pit road in once again the same position that we came in. Joey Logano and Chase Elliott will lead the way here for this third of 4 stages. Obviously, usually this is the final stage, but we have 4 stages here in the Coca-Cola 600 as the green flag is out. And we are underway for this third of 4 stages now as we head down into turns 1. Logano definitely going to clear the 42 of Kyle Larson, or sorry, of Chase Elliott there, as that is the 9 car now in second place. So not good to be on this outside lane here in Charlotte, but for the majority of the restarts, we've been unfortunately up on the top there as we give a little bit of a side draft to the 3 of Austin Dillon as we go into turn 3 and turn 4 with the 42 of Larson behind me there as we make a little bit of contact with Austin Dillon pushing up the track now as we head down the front straightaway coming through the trial. So not the best restart for us here in the third stage, but obviously being up on the top, it is so hard now as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, sticking our nose up the outside of the 3, just about getting clear now as we exit turn 2, but not quite clear enough now as we head down the back straightaway. Larson sitting behind me in that 42 car as he was trying to lurk, maybe he has a chance to follow me up on this top now as we go through turn 3 and turn 4. A big move, and that will allow me to clear the 3 of Austin Dillon as we look to the inside as well of Chase Elliott in the 9 car, and we would get past him to take over P5. And we would also pass Clint Boyer after running him down and move up into the 4th position as we came to now lap 5 of 22 here in this third stage, closing in on the back of Joey Logano. And we would end up getting a caution here in stage 3, setting us up for a restart here in this third stage. Could not find what brought it out, but obviously now we're back underway here on lap 8 of 22, crossing the line to hit lap 9 of 22 in this third stage here. 14 to go. Keselowski leads the way, but I'm giving a big shove to the 4 of Kevin Harvick as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. Austin Dillon behind me having a solid run tonight. He's not been doing as well as he was doing last season. Now as we head down the back straightaway, giving a bit of a side draft to the 2 of Keselowski, hoping that can help me get up to the 2nd position as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4. Keselowski getting clear just about there, but we are able to stay on his right rear, and now as we come out of turn 4, a little bit of contact between myself and the 2 of Keselowski there as we cross the line, hitting 13 to go. He would clear me going down into turns 1, so we would fade in behind him as we came through another lap later out of turns 4. There's trouble behind, and the 1 of Kurt Busch gets into the side of the 19 and up and over. Martin Truex Jr. goes onto his roof as the caution comes out now, sitting P3 here in Charlotte. And this would set us up in a restart for P3 now behind Harvick and Keselowski on the front row now as the green flag is back out. Less than 10 laps remain in this third stage of 4 as we have just 9 to go here as we cross the line, pushing Harvick as much as I can as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2, trying to take over that 2nd position from Brad Keselowski. As we come through the center of the corner, he's going to be able to hang on my right side now as we head down the back straightaway. Might have to give him a bit of a side draft there as we make a little bit of contact, and we do side draft him as we go down into turn 3. We would be able to clear Keselowski into the corner, but unfortunately for me, we would not be able to get past Kevin Harvick as we came through now to lap 21 of 22 in the third stage, still sitting P2 behind us. So Clint Boyer, he had moved up into that 3rd position as we were coming through to cross the line. The white flag for stage 3 in the air behind Kevin Harvick, only about 2 car lengths between himself and I as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, sending it in very deep, and it pays off now as we come out of turn 2. We're about a half a car length between myself and the 4 of Harvick as we head down the back straightaway for the final time in the third stage. As we head down into turn 3, we're going to have to send it in deep on the outside, and we're going to do just that there as we get alongside the 4 of Harvick now as we come through the center of the corner, exiting turn 4, pushing up the track, and that allows Harvick to get clear as we head down the front straightaway. He comes through to win stage 3, and we get P2 here in the third stage. A great result for us in this third stage, setting us up well, hopefully, for the 4th and final stage. We would once again pit for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, but unfortunately, we would lose 15 positions and drop to P17 this time due to 4 tires, but we certainly have the speed, and we're on the inside lane, so we definitely can work our way back forwards now as the green flag is out in the 4th and final stage here in the Coca-Cola 600 is underway. 23 laps remain as we look to the inside already of Ryan Blaney, but he is able to stay clear as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, trying to make up as many positions as possible, obviously, on this opening restart for this final stage as we're alongside Eric Almirola as we head down the back straightaway, pushing Blaney as we head down towards turn 3. Now we're going to stick our nose up the inside, but he is just clear enough to where I have to back out of the throttle to not hit him in the back. But as we come out of turn 4, he pushes up the track, and we make it 3 wide as we come down the front straightaway, moving up into a top 15 position now as we cross the line. 3 wide for the moment there with Blaney and David Reagan as we went down into turns 1 and turn turns 2. Harvick continues to lead here in Charlotte. Kurt Busch in the 1 car, who started at the back of the field, is now up to 2nd. He crashed in qualifying, so he has certainly had his work cut out for him, as now we sit behind Martin Truex Jr., the driver that flipped over a little bit ago now, as we go into turn 3 and turn 4 up into the 13th position as they push up a little bit in front of us, but Truex, he does not force the issue as he checks up a little bit there as we ride on his bumper. We would get past Truex and get past another handful of cars, moving up to P9 as we came to lap 82. Now looking to the inside of the 14 of Clint Bowyer there as we come through the trial, crossing the line, hitting lap 83 side by side with the 14 of Bowyer now as we make a little bit of contact, and sideways we go, and he is very sideways as we hang on to the car, and so does Clint Bowyer with a big save from the driver of the 14 car as we exit turn 2. As I came up the track and ran into the side of him, 100% my fault, but we would hang on to the car and work our way back forwards now on lap 85, passing Brad Keselowski and Paul Menard in the process as we went down the back straightaway. So we would continue working our way forwards there, like I said, passing Menard. We would also get up to the 5th position here in the Coca-Cola 600 after we had gotten past the 22 of Joey Logano. So now sitting P5 behind Jones, looking to his inside as well as we came to lap 88 now through the center of turns 3 and turn 4. Behind us we have Brad Keselowski there in the number 2 car as we come through the center of the corner, pulling ahead now of the 20 of Eric Jones there as we would come across the line, hit lap 89, 12 to go. So looking really good now as we came to lap 91. We would also look to the inside of the 18 car of Kyle Busch and take over the 3rd position here in Charlotte with now just less than 10 to go once we cross the line, hitting 9 to go as we come through the trial, crossing the line there. So we would clear the 18 of Busch and set our sights now on the 1 car of Kurt Busch, his brother, as we came to a lap later. On lap 92 we would end up getting a caution though, setting us up for a late race restart on the inside behind the leader of Kevin Harvick. So we have an opportunity to maybe take the lead on this restart if we time it correctly now as the green flag is out. And we are on the way with less than 10 to go in the Coca-Cola 600. We have a great restart. Look to the inside of the 4 of Harvick and the 1 of Kurt Busch, 3 wide as we head down towards turns 1. And we are clear for the lead at the moment through the center of turns 1 and turns 2. 3 wide behind us between Busch, Harvick, and the other Kurt Busch now as we head down the back straightaway. Harvick though back to my outside as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4. He is certainly showing a lot of speed as we approach 5 laps to go here in the Coca-Cola 600 now as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. Harvick not going to give up that position as we come through to cross the line. Harvick looking like he might get clear with 5 to go as we head down into turns 1. He would get clear, and that would not be good for me as we would give him a little bit of a tap to the bumper, and that would push him ahead, so it was becoming very hard to get to him. And as we came to 2 laps to go in this race, Logano behind us had moved up into that 3rd position as Busch and Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch had started to fall back as we head down towards turn 3, but just under a lap and a half to go now as we go through turn 3 and turns 4, approaching the final lap here in the Coca-Cola 600. We have rallied through to get up to 2nd, but we won our first win at the Coca-Cola 600 as we cross the line. The white flag is in the air. Harvick, he has 1 win on the season, trying to make it 2 as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. A good run through the center of the corner now as we briefly tap the apron there as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the final time. Harvick about a car length between myself and him as we go into turn 3, sending it in deep on the outside for the final time as we come through the center of the corner. Sideways we go, and Harvick's going to come through to hold on as we lose a lot of momentum down the front straightaway, and Harvick comes through to win the Coca-Cola 600, and we get edged out by Joey Logano at the line there. So a 3rd place finish for us here in Charlotte. Not a terrible finish, but certainly would have loved to have a chance to win this race here in Charlotte there. As you see your finishing order, our teammate Alex Bowman, once again a very poor finish as it looked like he DNF'd from the race. But there you see the point standings. Harvick leads the points right now, 12 points over myself. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. In the next one, we go to Pocono for both Xfinity and the Cup Series. Pocono, a track that we have won at in our Cup Series career a couple seasons back, and I think it was a 41 car with a last lap pass on Chase Elliott. So hopefully we can have a chance to win there again in the next episode. So we'll see how it goes. Cody Ware still in the playoffs after the Coca-Cola 600. Suarez out by 27. Our teammate Jimmy Johnson currently out by 40 points. So he is certainly going to have his work cut out for him as we get close to the mid-season now in our NASCAR Heat 3 season, obviously. So hopefully Johnson can find his way in to the final playoffs of his career in NASCAR Heat 3. We'll see if he is able to do it there as you see the point standing. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.